So, hello everyone, myself GS. Today we are going to discuss about how can we start a particular meetings, how can we discuss some important things in a group of people, group of community. So, I'll share you my experience at when I'm in school, at a school where I worked, when a staff gathered for a meeting, so there were often more elephants in the room than teachers. Okay, so these elephants also. So now, sir, what should be called elephant? So these elephant these are the things that no one wanted to talk about, or included dysfunctional team dynamics and unsupported and struggling staff. So any issues of racial inequity or in a retrospect, I think many staff members really wanted to address these issues, but just did not know how, because why we deal with the elephants. And I think it's very simple. We don't address the elephants in the room because we are quite afraid about that. We are scared that we don't know how to talk about those sticky issues, or we are afraid that we will say something terribly, it can be wrong also, and that our relationships with the other might can be suffer. So a good way to begin, or a good way to address our fears, but to do that we need a plan. We always need a plan. And if I can discuss about myself, so I have mega plans, like a plan A to Z. Okay, because our seniors always say that we must have to plan A, B, and C. But I'll think about next. So I have plans, various plans. So we need a plan, and that's what I would like to offer here, the outline of a plan to address that undiscussables in our teams, schools, and organizations. So the major question in everyone's mind is how to get started addressing a tough issues. Okay, so regardless of whether you are positionable leader or not, you can facilitate a conversation without or about a challenging topic. So there's probably no perfect time, but just getting started will help. There are a few strategies that help ease the way. And state the topic. You can start by saying, I feel like there is an elephant in the room I'd like to talk about. So then state an intention for the conversation. You can say something like, my intent in raising this topic is to hear how others see the situation and to discuss what we might do. And another question is, always acknowledge your fear. Okay, so don't see, fear is always one fear. So always acknowledge your fears. Is something like, I feel nervous about bringing this up and I can feel my heart racing. I suspect others may also feel nervous about this conversation. So it's normal to feel very apprehensive when we have conversations about things we don't usually talk about. Then take a deep breath and restate the tough topics. You will want to identify like behaviors connected to it. For examples, you might say our students of color are not academically successful in our school, so they don't take up classes, and their college acceptance rate is lower than that of their white counterparts. So, or might need to say uh, anyone's name, like in a suppose GS in the team meetings, you often agree to do things and then you don't follow through. So similarly, what we have to, whatever the conclusion or the moral of the story is that always acknowledge your fear. Okay. Thank you to all.